Sunday morning coffee with Keto Simple. My name is Dustin. I'm so glad you're here. This stream will be starting soon, so grab your coffee, get comfortable, and settle in. We're building a strong and supportive community, so say hello in the chat, ask questions, and feel free to use super chats if there's anything that you want to see highlighted. Thank you for being here and being a part of this journey. Let's keep it positive and respectful as we connect and grow together. I can't wait to get started. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are all of you? Oh my goodness. So glad to see all of you are here. Welcome back. Sunday morning coffee with me. Oh my goodness. It's been a long week. How are all of you? We spend a lot of time in the keto and carnivore space talking about what we eat, how we move, but what often goes kind of undiscussed, if you will, something we don't normally talk about are things like, some of us talk about, getting sunlight, protecting our sleep, community, how much and how valuable, how necessary community truly is to our health and well-being. And, avoiding technology at certain parts of the day. These are all very important things that we need to consider once we kind of have our diet on lockdown. I know a lot of us struggle with that. I'm one of those people. I struggle with that day in and day out. It's one of the biggest struggles that I have. But another struggle I have is the phone. Putting it down, getting away from it, allowing it to run everything. Granny Boo is here. Good morning, Granny Boo. So very glad to see you. Evil Lynn is in the chat today. Good morning, Lynn. Lynn. I can't believe that. What is wrong with me? See what I'm saying? I'm not even in a good headspace today. Evil Lynn. Evelyn is here. Evelyn. What? I haven't even had my coffee yet, and I'm calling people by the wrong name. The scandal. But good morning, Evelyn. I appreciate you, and I miss you very much. Jerry is here. Good morning, Jerry. How are you? Bride's Biscuit is here. She says, good morning, Dustin. Sup, fam? Getting a head start on my coffee so I won't look like my cat is walking across my keyboard in the chat. I kind of feel like maybe I should be having coffee. That I should be having coffee. Before the stream starts, just to be a little more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for you all. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Cindy, I love Cindy. Good morning, she says. Aaron is here. Booby Goats is here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Aaron. Thank you for joining us today. Jeff Foltz is in the house. Good morning, Jeff. I'm so glad you are here, my friend. Christian Delorme is here. Good morning. Bonjour, everybody. Bonjour. Welcome, Christian. Glad to see you. People are saying hello. Terry Girl is here. Good morning. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sean Bradley is in the house. He says, good morning. Oh, good morning. Josephine C. is in the house. Good morning, Josephine, from halfway around the world. Oh, all you beautiful people are here hanging out. John Gugahan is here. I really do not like how they've put these or updated these screen names in here for me. John Gugahan is here. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I hope you're enjoying your coffee, my friend. Jerry is grilling in the middle of the forest. Terry said, I saw Rick on Mitch's replay from last night. He looks happy to be in Tampa. Yeah, it's just finally that Rick is going to be able to meet some people because he's been kind of in that I've only met one person from the community before, and now he can meet. He's met everybody. He's met more people than I have now, pretty much. So it just takes one nice event, and you can be you can meet a lot of people. I went out last night to see some friends' bands play, and I mean, it really took a lot for me to get out of the house, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about this tonight I'll talk about today, like more than just diet, more than just exercise, it's community, it's sunlight, it's sleep, but community is huge, right? So we know that community is a huge piece of our health and our healing here. Finding a community, finding people that are like-minded, that are struggling in the similar ways that you are, or even struggling in a different way, but struggling nonetheless, that we're all here. We're all trying to be better, do better. Just knowing you're not alone in that whole process is huge. But just getting out and seeing people in real life, seeing people, I know that there's a lot of people right now at Hack Your Health in Tampa, and they're doing the thing in real life and being in person with people. I saw photos of Sarah and Matt. They are there because they live in Florida anyway, but I saw them with Sean Baker and Steak and Butter Gal, and obviously photos with Rachel and various other folks at the Hack Your Health event, which looks to be like a great event. Maybe I'll get out there next year or the year after. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, ladies and gentlemen. That stuff costs a lot of money, and being in Florida and not going to Disney World, you know what I'm saying? That's a hard thing to do. But oh yeah. But I got a chance to get out and see some friends that I haven't seen in a while, months, years. It always feels like always like when you have good friends when you get to see them, and it's just like it's been, it was yesterday you saw them last, even though it could have been a year or two. And I can't remember the last time I went out and saw them play. My new friend of mine, a friend's new band played last night, and the new band was kind of a throwback to an older band from our city. There was a band called About the Fire, and they were like a post-punk type band or whatever, however you want to call it. But I was very close with a lot of the people in that band, and then they disbanded. And some people have one of the drummer has passed away, and this band last night they I got to remember what they were called now. This is the first time I've seen them, but they gave me those vibes. They gave me that About the Fire vibes, and I was really excited about that. Just having that good feeling, and I know like some of that music can help bring good vibes to yourself, and just kind of lift your spirits and make you feel good. So, but yeah, And my, a longtime high school friend is in another band that we played last night with people that went to my school that we played shows with in the early 2000s, so 25 years ago. All that fun stuff, right? Oh. Josephine says we've had a rainy night, a day and night so far, hoping sun comes out tomorrow. Yeah, today is supposed to be partly sunny. Tomorrow's partly sunny. Tuesday's rainy. Wednesday's cloudy. Thursday is cloudy with a chance of rain. I've put in some widgets here because when I'm sitting in here in my office and I get to working, I can lose track of time. I can just lose it. Hours can go by, and the only really way to mark how long it's been is the fact that I thought I had more waters in here, but I do not. They're over here. So I may have to put my little screen up and go get a water or two in a second. But I had to put up a widget with the clock, so I knew what time it was. So I didn't have to dig in, the corner of the screen to find the clock. A calendar, so I knew what day it was. And, what does it look like outside? Like, is it, because I am in, a lot of times I'm in this bubble and I have no concept of time, no concept of what it's like outside. Because like I said, right back here is a blackout curtain on top of another blackout curtain. So I have realistically, most of the time, I have no idea what's going on outside of, I can see, what's going on a little bit out there. I mean, there's no window over here. I can face our closet. And I'm going to be putting up probably a curtain across that way, too, just to kind of fully enclose myself in. But, just give myself a little bit of something here so I know what day it is. I know what time it is. And I have no idea what's going on outside. But, it's, Trying to look for something here. See if I can find something. Oh, but anyway, how has your week been? Our week has been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Pretty good. It's been okay. But, yeah. Brian Dish is in the house. Good morning, my friend. Brian, how are you doing today? Carl's in the house. Good morning, Carl. How are you doing, my friend? So glad to see you. Jerry said 35 minutes until sunrise. Time to feed the GSDs. I don't even know what's the dogs. I don't know what's happening here. Cherry Girl says it's raining here in California. It's been it's chilly, but it was warm. It was in the 70 degrees yesterday. Now it's 42 clear. I imagine we'll be getting the rain that you guys have. It'll just come right to us. It's what it does. Carl says, good morning, welcome morning regulars. That's right. Morning regulars. Thank you. The morning regulars is a tier of membership on my channel. It is the second tier membership. If you are interested, you can take a look down below of the YouTube land. And take a look. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can take a look at KetoSimple.shop, where you can purchase Salty. You can purchase Keto Chow at a discount. There's other things that you can do to support us. I have, again, put at the top of the list at KetoSimple.shop. If you are interested Our new baby will be here in about a month. Our granddaughter will be here in a month. If you were so inclined to help out, I mean, I don't know what all they. I put the registry up there, so I don't know what all they've got in the registry. It's the Target registry. So for some reason, the Walmart registry they set up doesn't work. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I did put the Target registry there for anybody who may be interested as a way to support the channel. And I think they may have diapers. I don't know what all they've got on there, but any little thing helps. Support those two and get that baby. And my friend's band, they're playing their CD release show on the night that she's born. And I'm like, I will not be here. As much as I would like to see them again, I will see them again, but not that night. Not that night. Oh, people are saying hello to each other. Did anybody see photos of the Quack at Hack Your Health? I have not seen any photos of him, but I did see a quick little short that he put up that was just kind of like, I saw a couple different people in the video. Like you see Dr. Kiltz running by. Terry says it was funny when Rick said he got car sick on the bus and Mitch asked if he barfed up iguana. Oh, my goodness. Carl says, last night I downloaded Dr. Berg's junk food app, The Berg Meter. Scans packaged food, gives a rating list, pros and cons of ingredients. So cool. That's pretty neat. Yeah, Bride's Biscuit says she saw a couple of Rick shorts. I saw one or two of them. I don't know. I looked to see if there was more. I was curious to see if there were more. I always want to see if there's more. I always want to know what's going on. And Brian says, Dustin, some channels are once again showing old names. Yeah, YouTube does weird stuff. And he says, I just woke up from a dream that we were at a meetup and you and Shander were live streaming. And we were all there in a circle listening to you guys. Pretty good dream. That's an interesting dream. That would be kind of cool to do a live stream. The problem is, like, if we do a meetup or like a live stream from a meetup, I don't know how we would be able to do that from AMO. The internet out there, the coverage is beyond sus. Oh, yeah. I am going to go grab a couple of waters. I'll be right back. I'm going to put my little thing right here, so you'll see that, but I'll be right back after these messages. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to grab a couple of waters. I needed a beverage that wasn't hot. I'm a little thirsty this morning. Oh, my chair. Oh, it's not a good carpet chair. Yes, there we are. There you are. There we are. But that'd be cool to do a live stream from a meetup. I'd really like that. Now, whether Shander would be there or not, that's the dream portion of it, I believe. How are you doing, Andy? How are you and Susan? I hope you guys are doing wonderful. Thinking about that, you've eaten at Rockstar Pizza here near my house. Their oven went out, and to see the local outpouring of support has been fantastic. Like, one company went in and bought $1,000 worth of gift cards. Like, how crazy is that? Like, that's like so amazing just to watch little small businesses help each other. That's community. That's huge when it comes to community. So if you're ever in the Indianapolis area and you're looking to get some pizza, keto-fied pizza, you can go to Rockstar Pizza. They have breadstick pizza or breadsticks. Like, they have like a cheesy bacon breadstick that's keto. They have a regular keto crust pizza that's fathead dough and not cauliflower. So for you carnivore people, probably not the best thing. But for you keto, more lax people, then that will work pretty well. They also have soups. They have two soups typically, two keto-fied soups. They have a broccoli cheddar as well as a Asiago cauliflower. Stuff is pretty yummy. Pretty yummy stuff. And they have a full salad bar and all that stuff. Amy's here. Good morning, beautiful people. So glad to see you, Amy. Amy's trying to just take all the classes. Congratulations are in order to Amy. Terry says, I am curled up and listening until I can pull my carcass out of my warm bed for coffee. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? Like, just getting, like, we had our window open last night with a fan in the window just because it was so hot. Like, because we don't have the heat on necessarily, but we don't have the air on either. And it was like 70 degrees yesterday, so like it felt warmer in here than normal. And then I slept good with it cold. I don't know, like just the cold, I just sleep so good. The colder it is in the room, the better I sleep. Brian's Biscuit says, social anxiety will be the final boss for me, or perhaps caffeine. That's okay. Healing keeps snowballing. I love it. I used to just be in public all the time. I was always out doing stuff. I'm always out because that was the most important thing for me, was just being out with people. Like, that was what I wanted to do. Being at home was the worst thing, right? And now being home is the best thing. And I know that comes with age, the difference between being 20 and being late 40s. There's the big difference there, right? So it stands to reason that I would rather be home. But then the granddaughter last night, I was like, hey, I'm probably going to go visit some friends and go to a show. And she goes, you're going to go see friends and not hang out with me? And I'm like, oh my goodness, this kid. Amy says, my husband says I need to stay home more. You work from home. I don't know what, well, you guys, well, then you got your choir practices and all the things. Yeah, I can see that, I guess. But I figured you were still home more often than not. Jerry says I need to go out more. I think we all could stand to go out more. I think we kind of got, the whole pandemic was a big, huge thing for me. Like, just, like you kind of get stuck to where you're in the house all the time and you become more comfortable. You kind of get, like, at first you don't like it. You want to get out of the house by any means necessary. And then at a certain point, you're just kind of like, you know what? Whatever. I'll just stay home all the time. It is what it is. But now I have to force myself to go out. But at least I'm trying. Brian Doyle's in the house. Good morning, my friend. He says, good morning, gang. Editing this week's update. Can't wait. How are you finding editing? Is it going easier? Are you getting better? Is it becoming more smooth? Tell us, fill us in. What are the details? What's the dish, my man? Amy said, or Andy, I am terrible. My name for, I don't know what I'm getting everybody's names all messed up today. Forgive me, but Andy, it's Andy, Amy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be all right. I'll be okay. I'm all right. But Andy says, hello, everyone. Been a crazy week. Woo. Yes, indeed. Aaron left to make coffee. Yeah, I'm curious about this, Amy. Does anyone think fake sunlight lamps are worth it? I mean, and then like the red light, right? Like the red light lamps, they're crazy. So like a couple of months ago, maybe 5 or 6 months ago, maybe a little longer, I don't know, time. I have zero concept of how long something has been happening. But the time Neely had a guy on her channel talking about red light therapy, and his company sold red light lamps or whatever. But they're like $1,500. And I'm like, does it need to be that expensive? I don't know. And I imagine like just red LEDs isn't going to be the thing or whatever, right? But like, because I know you can get red light therapy at the gym I used to go to. I don't know. Aaron says, like red ones, Amy? The lamp. Not red vampire. Oh, I love you, Aaron. You're so fun. Amy says, I've heard of those. Also, sat regular colored UV lamps that look like the sun you can put on while you are working. I don't know. I don't see how it couldn't help, you know? I don't think I could, work out the red light. Like, turn on the red light or whatever. You don't have to turn on the red light. I have to multitask. Multipass. Lilu Dallas, multipass. Yeah, I can't just, it's hard for me to do just one thing. Like, it's hard to sit and watch a movie and not look at stuff on my phone or whatever. It's just difficult. I don't know. I just can't. It's hard for me to just to not multitask, or at least attempt to multitask. Jerry says, okay, now I really am getting out of bed. Wait, maybe not. Amy just dropped a video about Target prime rib. Be right back. Brian's Business says, hardcore punk for me was my first intro to DIY family community, and my journey was saved by punk, carnivore, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So what did you think about, I don't know, maybe you didn't see it, but Henry Rollins came out and said that he and Ian MacKaye were working on something. They were working on a record, and everybody went to the idea that Henry and Ian were finally making music together. And then, like, they let that stew for a couple of days, and Henry finally came out and said, no, there's this band, and we're remastering their stuff that, like, this band had come and gone, maybe, and then, like, they're remastering their record to put it out. But it's not Henry and Ian putting it out. But, like, the way they made the press release, the way it kind of came to, it was very clickbaity in the fact that it was, like, Henry Rollins and Ian MacKaye are making music. Well, they're making music, but just not the way we wanted it to be. And I'm trying to figure out why Henry and Ian never made music together in the first place. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, if they did, I'm not aware of it, or I'm just confused. And you guys are all probably confused. Me talking about Henry Rollins and Ian MacKaye. But anyway, yeah. Aaron was watching Nick Norris's sardine video. I haven't watched that yet. John Guggenheim is asking, how is the food noise? It is awful with all of the people living in my house. It's awful. I just have to start trying to figure out how I can work through it. How do I get back on track? How do I take control of myself and not let it being there be the excuse? Because it's going to be there. Unless something drastically changes, it's going to be there. How do I work around it? I have to figure it out. I just do. It's just a non-starter. It's difficult. It's going to be hard, and it's probably going to be an imperfect journey because it's there. There's croissants downstairs right now, gigantic Costco croissants downstairs. And there's cereal, and there were pizzas last night, and and there's all these things. So, I mean, realistically, how do I avoid it to the best of my ability is to avoid it. Not be downstairs. Stay up in my little hidey hole up here. But is that going to be a problem for me at some point? Of course. With every solution comes a new set of problems. So I hope you guys don't mind me whining and complaining about it over and over again, but it's going to be how it is because I don't know who else. You guys are my people. You are who I can talk to about this. People in my real life don't give a shit. I mean, it's to be fair, they just don't. It's just not, that's just not their thing. Like, I try to call my buddy, like, oh, they have all this food. They're like, okay, well, then don't eat it. It's not the same. You are the community that understands that. But yeah, it's going to be a long road. A long, hard road. Slow, long, hard, slow road. But hopefully with the baby next month, I'll get a chance to be a little more, I don't know, hopefully. I don't know. I just have to one day at a time I guess. Jeff says, the Sunshine State is living up to its name. I am trying to make y'all jealous. Well, if you lived closer to Disney, then I would be jealous. I mean, as it stands right now, you do live way closer to closer to Disney than I do, but still. Aaron says, I saw a photo with Rick standing next to Carrie, and I think Dad Nelson was in the photo too. Dr. Nelson, yeah. Yeah, Dr. Nelson. I saw a video Rick had a video with Dr. Nelson, and then I saw like Dr. Kiltz running around on the background, and somebody else was on the photo in the video. I don't quite remember who all was there, but yeah. Riblet, nice Riblet collab, Amy. I like the country singer touch too. Evelyn sharing the Dr. Berg junk food meter. Brian Dish says we can get Starlink. Yeah, that would be cool if we could get our hands on a Starlink. I don't know if I could afford to get it and pay for it. It'd be nice to have it and we could set it up and do a live. That'd be fun. Andy says the past 3 weeks have been news revealing cancer diagnosis for a close family friend. I'm so sorry about that. I'm not only getting one new grand by July, we will have two new in the fam. My son has one coming in May. Awesome. I love the babies, the squishies. I love it. Yeah, Brian's asking Andy if she didn't get a photo of the other night of the Northern Lights. I live too close to the city. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to see it. I woke up and saw the photos the next day, and I'm like, oh, I need to see that one of these days. I need it. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. And she's asking, who has keto pizza, Dustin? Rockstar Pizza in Brownsburg, Indiana. That's your keto go-to spot. They have keto pizza. Now, what I do with the breadsticks is instead of bacon, because they're cheesy bacon sticks, I just get them, instead of bacon, I get pepperoni and sausage. And they're usually okay with that. I used to have them take it and turn it into pizza, and they would get upset. But I guess putting sauce on it and pepperoni and sausage, like, there's something with the way they bring it up or whatever. I don't know. They didn't like it. They got mad at me. Like, the waitress, like, scolded me over it or whatever. But I just like, well, I'll just get, instead of bacon, I'll get pepperoni and sausage. Is that okay? They're like, okay. Like, all right. It's delicious, and I dip it in nacho cheese. It's my cheese. It's nacho cheese. Anyway, yes. Maybe we'll get together sometime. Maybe we'll try to get together. I know that they're working on their oven. I don't know when they're going to get that fixed, but they've been selling take and bakes. They've been, even with all this going on, they're donating take and bakes to people who need it. So if you're in the area, and they'll usually have 10, they usually give away 10 pizzas a day, 10 take and bake pizzas. Not keto necessarily. I don't think they're giving away keto pizzas. I'm sure if you needed it, they would probably help you out. But I don't want to speak for them. But yeah, I know they've been doing take and bake pizzas because their oven's been out, and they've been donating people. So with everything going on with the food stamps and the SNAP benefits, they have been doing wonderful things and donating to the community for people who need it. One pizza per family, which is amazing, and I truly love that about them. And I'm glad to see that they are getting, they're getting back from a community that they give so much to. Andy says, get a mammogram. Cancer really sucks. 100%. There we are. There's Thomas. Good morning to you. Welcome, Thomas. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. How are you? Andy says, I got a few from my phone, Brian. Sat at my window from 9:30 about 11 p.m. Oh, my goodness. Brian says, Amy is trying to become an astronaut, just taking up space, taking up all these classes. Oh, my goodness. Amy says, I am home, but when he's gone, I'm home when he's gone, and gone when he's home. Oh, I kind of wonder, because Shannon and I are home together all the time together. Like, we're home, like, a lot together, so she's probably tired of me. My little soda pop. Little Sprite Zero. They have them at Costco now, so we have some in the house. Probably shouldn't buy any more. Yeah, Lisa says, I agree. Definitely need to get out more. Yeah, it's just, I want to go do things, and then I just don't. Brian says, I'm almost ready to pay big money for AI automatic editing program if it exists. There's definite editing companies out there. Let's see. There is, let's see. I'll look them up here. I'm looking to see Opus Clips. But that's if you have like long form videos, like really, really long form, Opus Clip does a good job of turning those into shorts. But I think taking your time and learning how to edit content and how to edit video is going to go a long way. There are always going to be new tools and new tricks that come out that are AI that help out. Like, I utilize DaVinci Resolve Studio. So I have the studio version, the paid version, which was gifted to me by a YouTuber who does content for DaVinci Resolve. And I utilize the AI. There's AI editing features that help, that help mix your sound. So like if you're mixing audio, like music with talking and sound effects or whatever you want, you can put all those different tracks in there, and then you can use AI to mix it and get it ready. You can mix it for YouTube. You can mix it for Netflix. You can mix it for whatever platform you decide to put it on. Obviously, I'm utilizing YouTube, but it mixes it. It does ins and outs. It does little between cuts. It does transitions and things like that. That just little thing like that helps speed up the editing process. I mean, really, for me, the editing is going through the actual footage, cutting it down. And then, it's just depending on what you're trying to do. Are you telling a story? Are you doing a talking head? Like when I make a video, most of my stuff is talking head videos. Yeah, I mean, eventually I imagine there'll probably be, you can have it, you'd want it where B-roll should go, and it can go and find you the appropriate B-roll or whatever. Those things are coming. But I think just taking the time and learning it as a basic skill is huge. I think that's very important to understand the basic functionality, cutting, how to utilize simple transitions, J cuts, things like that if you need to. I don't utilize a lot of that stuff. My stuff is just cuts, and I don't know. You can watch my videos and kind of see. They're not that fancy. The shorts, on the other hand, are a little more fancy, but, they need to be. And Jerry's asking, how much alcohol did I drink last night? I didn't consume any beverages at all at that place last night. I just went in and hung out. I didn't even have water while I was there. Probably should have, but I didn't. I don't drink very often at all, unless I usually only drink on vacation or special events like weddings or something like that. Or someone's died and then we're going to have drinks to commiserate or celebrate their life or whatever. But I don't drink just on a regular basis. Amy says, I can't afford a red light. Right. And Jerry says, I fake and bake. Oh my goodness, Jerry, you tripped me out. I got home at midnight last night. It wasn't like I was out super late. Oh. Jerry says, turn on your heart light. Don't have to turn on your red light. Josephine's doing 3 things right now. Well, that's pretty good. Evelyn says, hit the likes and thumbs up. Woo! Aaron says, should we call him Country Prime Rib? Let those riblets roll. Oh, my goodness. I need to figure out, because we were watching a movie the other day with, it was a good movie. It was Keanu Reeves. It was called Good Fortune. Aziz Ansari, and basically Aziz Ansari has a guardian angel. The guardian angel is Keanu Reeves. He is the guardian angel of texting and driving. So he's there to keep you from texting and driving, or to keep you from getting in an auto accident from texting and driving. And he sees Aziz Ansari and how much he's struggling with life. And he sees basically switches him and Seth Rogen, because Seth Rogen lives this like VC, venture capitalist, entrepreneurial, like lives in a big mansion, has lots of money, spends $250,000 on a watch type thing just because he wants it. And, like Aziz Ansari is just like basically getting his car towed and living in his car and has no job and all these things, right? So they switch. But at the end of it, they're playing that Send Me an Angel song. And if you are somebody who knows Rad, that's the bike dance song, right? Send me an angel right now. Yeah, it's a good song, and I love it. And but I kind of want to hear that in the like in a death metal version, but a very specific band style. And I don't know what people are using for to create that stuff with AI, because I just kind of want to hear it, see if it'll even work, if it would even sound good. Yeah, Lisa says, Evelyn, we need to catch up soon. We need to chat soon. Yeah. Jerry says, Dustin, did you see the video that drinks water in 1 second? The creator made a lot of money on YouTube with that one. The simplest YouTube videos are making big bank. I don't know, like what, drinking water in 1 second? I don't know. I haven't seen that. Like I can't even barely get my my YouTube short that I made promotes salty grape only has 162 views, and it's got 1,200% view percentage. like look at here. Let me take a screenshot of this and show this to you. This is crazy. I'll take a screenshot and put it up on the screen for you guys. It's funny. Well, it'll open eventually. I don't know what's taking so long. Yeah, probably should keep talking, but So let's go ahead and we'll pop this over so you guys can see it. So you can see, like, this is my salty grape video, 162 views. It's a 10 out of 10, which 10 out of 10 is not good. 1 out of 10 is good. It's got 162 views, and average percentage viewed is 1,200%. That's funny to me. Like, I used to get so worked up about this kind of stuff, but I don't understand why it's doing that. Like, how can I have a view percentage of 1,200 and only 162 views? I don't know. I mean, maybe if I dug deeper into the analytics and see like how quickly people are swiping away versus watching it, it's probably a lot to do with that too. But it's okay. It's all right. Thomas says, I'm always confused. Dustin, just embrace it. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. And Jerry says, shoot, I make homemade from scratch croissants and it doesn't faze me one bit. Well, I want to say congratulations to you, because I would want to roll up some hot dogs in that and just eat them till the thing is I am a legitimate to the bone food addict. I'm a food addicted person. I have food addiction issues, and savory things are what really, like croissants, like croissant, like if you put a hot dog in there, they'd be like, oh yeah. Macaroni and cheese. Like last night they made 3 frozen pizzas. And I'm like, did I have some? Yes. Should I have? Absolutely not. But it's so difficult for me. And I wish I didn't have to do that. I wish it wasn't a thing. But I am a food addicted person, and it being there is always going to be a challenge for me. If it's in the house, it's a challenge. It's something that's going to, I know it's there. And I am a food addicted person, and that's just an issue that I have. How do I ever survive? How do I live without carbs? I want to know. Thomas says, I love country music. Jerry, one thing me and my family have in common. So Brides Biscuit says, Ian has been doing an ongoing project with his wife, Amy. Forever musicians and bands, not so much after Fugazi. He did work with Al Jorgensen of Ministry, but in the 80s, never seen a Hank collab. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. Like, the fact that he and Henry have been friends for so long and they've never made music together, that's weird to me. And also, like, one of the weirdest things is my favorite Henry, or my favorite Rollins Band record is the one that Henry hates the most. Like, I love Come In and Burn. I think it's their best record. That it was solid. It was from beginning to end. It was great. And I thought it was just flowed well, and it was just amazing. I even saw them live on that tour. I saw Henry Rollins with Skunk and Nancy open for them on that tour in 1997. And that was awesome for me. And yeah, that record still holds a special place in my heart. But it's still strange that they never worked together. Thomas says, well, Aaron, according to the nutritionist at the hospital, butter is a carb. I think that person has watched, they've watched Mean Girls too many times. Is butter a carb? That just hurts my head. Aaron or Evelyn, I can't get anybody's name tonight. Oh my goodness. Woo! I'm struggling, folks. I grew up a metalhead, says Evelyn. My dad did country and western. There's only 2 types of music, country and western. If you've ever seen Boogie Nights, one of the guys in the movie, he sell hi-fi stereos, and he takes an 8-track and he puts in country western music. And he's like, you hear that bass? You hear that bass? It's like, and they're like, will you stop putting that stuff on? Nobody wants to hear that. Such a good movie. Oh, how's that weird? Let's see. Really? So are you being serious about that, Thomas? Because I'm not showing anything. Like when I do a search, butter shouldn't be a carb. But I would like to know more of their reasoning behind that, Thomas. Let me know. Yeah, more about this. I want to know. I need to know more about this, Thomas. Aaron is lying, says I don't eat butter. That's a lie. Carl's asking, are Starlinks available for rent? There's probably, I imagine you could probably, so Starlink offers two main options through its official website for residential or roam plans in select regions, which often provide hardware at no upfront cost with the service plan, or through third-party rental companies for short-term needs like event or travel. Prices for short-term rentals from third-party vendors vary significantly, with some offering daily rates starting at $10 to $30 a day, and others providing weekly or monthly packages starting at $164 to $500 per week. So yeah, it'd be, if we could rent a Starlink for like $30 for a day, that would be totally doable. And we might look into that for May. If in May, if the two crazy ketos plan to come out again, then maybe we can work with them because they have Starlink. Might be able to do a live stream with them. We'll have to see. Aaron goes, I'm melt butter. Psst, or something like that. I don't know. Bride's Biscuit says, my dad turned me into a Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, and Merle Haggard fan, and I love Glenn Campbell, jealous of his guitar skills. See, the thing is I grew up listening to country and stuff with my mom, like country, old rock, and all that different stuff. I have a place in my heart for the old country. New country, I'm just not much of a fan of. There are a few artists that I like. I mean, we're talking like Ash. I like her. There are a few artists out there, but a lot of the country these days, I just can't get into it. But, you know. And Amy says you could just get a hotspot for 1 month and take it there. Well, the problem is there isn't any internet there. That's the problem. Like the internet service out there, like phones are like dead spots. It's like a dead zone. Like when you're in that area, like there's like a 1 or 2 block area of that place in Amo, it's like a dead spot. Like once you leave and you get out of a way, then you get like on the road, fine. But in that little town, it's a internet dead zone. Thomas is saying, Dustin, you are on my channel this Saturday. Can you send me a picture? Yeah, buddy, I got you. Did I not? I thought I emailed you a picture. Maybe I didn't. I'll email it to you. Amy says, Aaron, don't forget tonight. Amy says, my friends turn their hotspots on when they pay for it. I want to say that AT&T was good because I think we had a hotspot with AT&T. It was like we could use it for so much, but I don't know about T-Mobile. I'm with T-Mobile now. Thomas is excited about the live tonight with Amy. So was Amy. She's saying, hey, send me the link. If you sent it, I lost it. I'm going to set an alarm on my phone, too. Oh, my goodness. Shelly, my friend Shelly's in the house. I'm so glad to see you. Good morning, Shelly. Happy Sunday, friends. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well, dear. So nacho cheese. That's right, Thomas. Sean says, I grew up listening to all the 50s and 60s rock music. I still love listening to the Beatles, Buddy Holly, the Everly Brothers, CCR, and all the classics. Yeah, I don't understand like how that's gonna be. Like, I just love music. I mean, Amy and I were talking. I won tickets to see a band on December 1st. I can't even pronounce them, but I love them, so I won't. Let's see. Amy says he retires in June, and I'm probably going to have to spend more time with him. Poor Amy. What did you do to your hand, Cindy? Yeah, Amy says Opus Clip uses credits and people end up buying credits and blowing them, clipping 1 to 2 hour live streams. I don't like, the thing is, that's the problem for me. Like, it would be, there's not enough clips, I think, in my live streams to really warrant that. So I would be a little hesitant. That's why I haven't signed up. Cause like you can get like, even like a yearly thing, you get all these credits, but you get them all up front. And then if you use them in the first week, then you got to wait a whole year. So no thanks. Stacy, good morning, Stacy. Happy Sunday. I hope you and Ken are doing okay. You guys had a dinner party last night. How did that go? Yeah, then you're stuck buying more credits. Yeah, that's what drives me nuts. That's why I like editing my own stuff. Yeah, credits are a hook to keep you coming back. Yeah. Amy said, I spent a couple hundred on my first AI editing video before I realized you don't get unlimited credits for a yearly subscription. I was mad. Oh, I bet. And Bride's Biscuit says, I went from Motown to classical over 6 decades. In between was classic rock, punk, industrial, electronica, country, jazz, funk, and many others. Music is life. Music is life. Death metal, punk, like, and then you get into like the death metal, all the different types of death metal, all the genres, symphonic. There's so much stuff. Then you get into like the different kinds of rock. There's like, I don't know, like one of my favorite bands is Clutch. Just so much good music out there. Always trying to play different stuff for the girl. She likes Taylor Swift and, you know, all that stuff. So good to see you, Austin. Hey, buddy. How are you doing? A good friend, longtime friend, my buddy Austin. I hope you're doing good, buddy. I love you too. And Amy says that she always felt good when she went tanning. I've never been tanning before. And Amy says, I use a different subscription program, though they're expensive but unlimited. That's crazy. Yeah, Amy says, I love the song Send Me an Angel. I love it. It's a very good song. Have a great day, John. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Have a great day. Be safe. Yeah, Bride's Biscuit says, Send Me an Angel is a vibe. Yeah, for real. Yeah, Lisa's saying, good morning, Stacy. How is Ken feeling? I've been keeping you guys in my prayers. Yeah, I've been thinking about you guys a lot. Hope you're doing okay. And Sean says, the 80s song by Real Life, Send Me an Angel. That's such a good song. Hanging out with Jen is here. Good morning. How are you? Lisa's got to get ready for church. And he says, yeah, keep talking. I had to come back and check where you went. Oh, my goodness gracious, boys and girls. Andy says croissants are good at Costco, but they stay at Costco. Well, the girl, our daughter had a baby shower that her work threw her a baby shower, and she came home with cupcakes and croissants and all that stuff. So the stuff's always in the house. She went through and like organized our pantry and tossed out a bunch of stuff, and like there's a bunch of room in our pantry now, so it's nice and organized, and yeah. And Brian said I should try hypnosis to help with that addiction. I don't know. I think I would rather overcome it on my own. I know that sounds like whatever, but like I just feel like that's something that I should work on my own. And then because I don't know, I just don't trust hypnosis. I don't know. It's like part of me thinks it's not real. Part of me doesn't trust it. That's like I was at one point in time I had a job, but the last job, my last office job that I had, when we would get done with work, we would go in and do training stuff, learn new skills, all these things. And we get to the point sometimes where, like, we'd run out of training stuff. We'd run out of training modules. So we would start. They had what are they? Guided meditation. You could do guided meditation, like an hour-long guided meditation. And I would do stuff like that. And then I was like doing them like on YouTube and stuff. And I'd open up on YouTube, but then I was like, how do I know they're not trying to like subliminally put stuff in my brain? And I'm like, that makes me sound like tinfoil hat, but like, how do I know they're not doing that? I know it sounds so crazy, but I don't know. And then like, yeah, it all just like, how do you trust that stuff? I don't know. I'm a crazy person. It's okay. Evelyn says, I tell myself after I've eaten a steak, 3 hamburgers, and a dozen eggs, if I still want thing, I'll eat it. I can never get through that much food before I give up, so I don't eat the junk. I need to start doing that too. Yeah, I need to do that. So much stuff. Sean's asking, okay, who sang How Do I Live Without You better? Leanne Rimes or Trisha Yearwood? Are you talking about the How Do I Live song, like the original, like the Harry Nilsson song? Without you, how do I live if living is without you? That song? Is that the one we're talking about here? Because that's it. Harry Nilsson sung it better. But I have a feeling you're not talking about the same song. Brian's Biscuit says, I can always eat a croissant. I could crush 3 NY strips. So 3 New York strips, and I would still give a croissant the side eye. That's the thing. It's like no matter how full you get with meat and eggs, it may bring satiety. It may bring... It's okay. That's the biggest perk about eating primarily meat and eggs and bacon and high-fat foods, high protein, high fat, is the satiety that comes along with it is immense. Like, it just kills the food noise. But still, when I see the food that's in our house, I still want to eat it, even if I know, like, the food noise is going to be crazy. Like, it's just it's a legitimate struggle that a lot of people just don't understand. Carl says, to fight the food noise, I have to eat a ton of protein and fat until I am stuffed. That's the only way to shut out cravings. That's just me. I eat sugary foods for the buzz. I'm an addict. I don't even need the sugary foods. Like, I don't like sugary sodas. I don't like we went to Chipotle the other night for dinner on the way to go visit one of Shander's friends. And they were out of Fountain Coke Zero. We paid for the drink. So we had a cup and they had Diet Coke, and I don't like Diet Coke. I really don't like Diet Coke. and it just tastes like chemicals to me. And I know that Coke Zero is basically the same stuff. It just doesn't taste like chemicals to me. Basically the same chemicals. It just doesn't taste like it. But they had this watermelon lime juice stuff, and I just got like this much in the bottom of my cup. I was like, okay, we're gonna be driving to this place, and I was like, bring a little something with me that I could just wet my whistle. They didn't even have ice in the machine. It was a mess. Okay, they were out of Coke Zero. They didn't have any ice in the machine. They were just so busy and understaffed. It's just, yeah. And the food was great, but like, you know, just the little things kind of make an experience kind of irritating. But just having a couple of sips, it was so sweet. Like, I don't know how I mean, I don't understand how people could drink that stuff. Like, I could eat ice cream, I can eat cakes and stuff, but I can't drink sugary sodas anymore. I just can't. I mean, even like if I'm at a place where like the only option is like a sugary soda, like there's sometimes where I'm at like if I'm at the comedy club and I gotta buy two things, like a 2-drink minimum or whatever, and like they have like Diet Coke, which is disgusting, or I can get a Sprite, full sugar Sprite. But the full sugar Sprite, I'll get it, and like I'll have a couple of sips of it, and it's just so much sugar, I just can't. So at least I have that going for me. At least I have that. Brian's business says I have to take a walk outside. Literally only thing that works for me. Otherwise, it's white knuckle city. Oh, yeah. Sean says, I like Trisha Yearwood better only because she sang the version on Con Air. I don't remember the music of Con Air. Is that messed up? I love the movie, but I don't remember the music. I had to go back and look at your video, Cindy. I've been busy all week. I feel like I'm just nonstop busy. Like every week gets busier and busier. Ugh. Brian's Biscuit says Dwight Yoakam was the last newer country singer that I liked. I like Jelly Roll, and I like what Post Malone is doing, and I love Ash Taylor. I think mainly because Ash Taylor, I like her because I know her and she's awesome. She is a good singer. But the country music is difficult for me. It just is. But even Jelly Roll, like I like Jelly Roll as a person, but I don't always like his music. I just want to hang out with Jelly Roll and Post Malone. Okay, I guess I got to go look up Facebook and see what Cindy did to her flipping hand. You know how we do in this thing here. You put it on Facebook? Because this is showing me like November 10th. Cindy, November 13th. Okay, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Where is this stuff at? I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, I guess Evelyn had to look it up. Someone send it to me, and someone send me a picture in a Facebook chat or whatever. Good morning, Andy Carnivore. I hope you're doing all right, my friend. Sonny's in the house. Good morning, Sonny. Glad to see you. Thomas is outside with his first cup of coffee. Carl says, I have trouble trusting docs when I am under. Yeah, that's a thing that bothered me too. Like, the last time I had that, I had to have hernia surgery, but like you're like, am I going to wake up? Like, I mean, you have to have you just have to have faith, I guess, that you're just going to wake up. Like, am I going to wake up from this? I hope so. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, and everything sucks. But like I hope I have my kidneys still. But but I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Yeah. That I'm not trusting hypnosis. Oh, Rick from Twin Brick Acres is in the house. Good morning. Oh. And Cindy's still a bowling. Yeah, I only had to bowl 3 yesterday. Today is 6 doubles and singles. Oh my goodness. And Bryce Biscuit says, I was scheduled for an ECT therapy, electroshock before giving keto carnivore a last shot. Carnivore brought me that healing and I canceled. Mental health and addiction, I know all too well. Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you. So amazing. Yes, good luck today, Cindy. And she's hoping she can do it today. And Jerry says, food noise. Yep, I understand completely. Remember, I lost 163 pounds twice. I am an addict. Yeah. It's just, I have to look at things differently than some people. And I know we're all different. But my mentality, like, I know some people have to look at things and they have to convince themselves that things are poison, or they have to convince themselves of this, that, and the other. Like, for me, I have to understand that these things aren't going away. That there's a lot of things that people in my life are going to partake in that I don't, that I shouldn't. Am I going to be perfect 100% consistent? Absolutely not. I'm not. But I understand what I have to do to maintain my progress and how to continue going with my progress and not go all the way back to where I was, not going all the way back to start. Because that's what we don't want. And Bride's Biscuit says, it sucked admitting I could never be happy, but carnivore showed me that it wasn't true. And I'm glad that you're able to find happiness. And I mean, even understanding that what we think of as happiness is small doses throughout the day. There's pieces of suck each day, like things that suck. They're hard, they're awful, they're boring, things that we don't want to do. There's great things. There's just completely enjoyable things. And the day is full of all of those. And he says, I drink water and bring electrolytes. Yeah. Thomas says, it's cold enough to bring out the gloves and the long johns. We were there last week. It got down to like 28 degrees. It was cold, cold, cold. Yeah, Evelyn says, you've got 6 games today at bowling? Oh, my goodness. I mean, we barely make it through like one game at a bowling trip in an hour. It's on her keto page. Let's see. All right, so what she's saying here, and I can bring this up if you guys want me to. We can talk about all this. But basically what she's saying is, so yesterday at the bowling alley, before I even started to bowl, I was on my way across the alley to talk with someone who was running the state tournament. Someone's bowling balls were not where they should have been, and I stepped over them, and I caught the strap and face planted. I had a bloody nose, and I'm very sore on my left side. Not sure how I did this to my hand, but I taped my pinky and bowled, kept watching it, and bruising spread while I was bowling. Came home, got the ring off. My ring finger, thank goodness, with a lot of soaping. Today we bowl 6 games, hoping I can do this. Is very sore for sure. You've got this. You've got this all day, Cindy. No worries about you at all. You're going to be fine. You got this. Just pretend that those bowling pins are me and you're throwing things at me. You know what I mean? You're going to be okay. And Stacy said, Ken is in a lot of pain and suffering. He keeps pushing along. Surgery on his neck fusion C4 through C7 will be January 12th or before if they can get him in. Prayers and positive mojo appreciated. We love you all. Well, we love you so very much. You guys are a part of my family, and I worry about you, and I hope to see you guys soon. So as soon as that surgery is done, we'll have to get together. If possible, maybe before. Well, I know December we've got a lot going on with the baby coming, but yeah, I'm hoping to see you guys soon. Stacy says, I am a licensed hypnotist. You can't be hypnotized to do something you wouldn't do otherwise, but that otherwise might be a hidden secret, but it can be very helpful. I don't know about you, Cindy, or Stacy, hypnotizing me, trying to give me all them pineapple thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I trust you at all. No, I'm just... Oh, it would be nice if you could just get that like hypnotized and all that stuff and just be like, you don't ever want to eat this again. And they'd be like, I don't ever want to eat this again. But then like, do I want to eat that again? You know? Maritza's in the house. Maritza, we love you. I'm going to get myself situated here and comfortable in this chair. I feel like I'm just on the struggle bus today. The struggle bus today. So much struggle bus. Oh, my goodness. The struggle bus. Everybody knows the struggle bus, right? The struggle bus. That's me today. Well, that right there is me today, the struggle bus. Oh, we'll just leave that there for a little bit. Just the struggle bus hanging out there, ladies and gentlemen. Just talking into the struggle bus. Just the tail end of it. Just the tailpipe. We got a banana in the tailpipe. Brian is going out to work. Everyone have a great day. Eat meat. Eat, then repeat. Yeah. I hope everybody that is at Hack Your Health is having a great day. Whew. Just like one thing about what I think about is like the sunlight. The sunlight aspect, we're talking about like sun lamps and red light therapy, and we're talking about like you can even break it down into morning light, why morning light matters. It helps set your circadian rhythm, improves alertness during the day, and supports melatonin at night. Modern life, we wake up in the dark, sit under artificial light, doom scroll in our beds at night. You know, like just getting up in the morning and going outside for a second to get some light is difficult. I need to start implementing that into my life. I think I need to just going outside and just kind of because I mean, luckily our neighborhood's pretty quiet. Just going out in the morning, having some light. I do want to say, keep your fingers crossed. We had an inspection on our house on Friday. The insurance company, hopefully, they had a look at our roof. We're missing some shingles, and there was like storm damage that we never really had looked at before. So hopefully they're going to help us get a new roof. We need it. And this house is 21 years old, and it has never had a new roof. But yeah, Indiana weather takes its toll with wind and hail and rain and snow, sleet and all that stuff, and freezing weather for year after year. Just keep your fingers crossed that works out. We can get a new roof. I mean, that just adds the stress. Money adds the stress. Just I think we got to get a new stove soon. Like one of our burners. Like we've got a Samsung glass top stove, and with the the oven and all that, the range or whatever you want to call it. It's electric. And the big burner, the one that you would use the most, it's like you're supposed to be able to like have a on light, like low or all the way to high, but it's either on or off for that one now. It's either all the way high or it's off. There's no in between. I don't know what happened. I don't even know if there's a way to fix it. I don't think there's a way to fix it. It's a glass top. I don't think you can go in and remove it, and I don't think you can replace it or do whatever. They don't make things to be fixed anymore. Like at least with the old burners and stuff, like with the even though they were harder to keep clean and they were ugly and they were like hard to level and all that stuff, like at least you knew you could go in and pop in new burners if you needed to. They had like the little prongs. You just pop new burners in. Or like the new heater coil in the oven, you could pop a new one of those in. It would be okay. But these new stoves are just so much different. We'll see. But yeah, just trying to, because I want to set myself up a schedule. I want to help myself get into the morning light. I want to, keep it flexible. I don't want to be super rigid and be like, I have to do this right now, all that stuff. But 5 or 10 minutes outside with an hour of walking. Even, I don't know if I'm ever going to make an hour of walking. That's a lot. Because the way our schedule works now, Shandra and I get up, we take the girl to school. We get up, we get her lunch together. We make her breakfast. We take her to school. We get home. We make our coffee. We sit, we have our coffee. Usually we watch a little bit of TV while we have our coffee, then we break off and go do what we got to do. Whether I got to run to the store, work on YouTube, do classwork, whatever the case is. Anything that needs to be done, I have to take care of it, right? So laundry, whatever. And, Chandra goes into her office and works on eBay, which she just had a sale the other day. Yesterday, she had a sale yesterday. Let me bring it up. It was kind of neat. I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you or not. But she was really excited about this because she had put it up there. It's a Heron Dotson dog figurine. Artist signed male porcelain white. I don't know. It's a weird little porcelain dog thing. I couldn't even bring it up and show it to you if I wanted to. It's such a small little photo, even for what she sent to me. But it sold for $240. Crazy. Crazy. So she's stoked about that. But, but I mean, gonna back into the old, we break off. She does that. I do what I have to do. And I work and try to get stuff done until, then whether I got to throw a shower in there, she showers, I shower. We try to, we try to spend time together throughout the week. Then we, go pick the girl up, bring her home, and then when her parents are here, then they kind of take over, and then I can go back to doing what I need to do. If we try to do that. It doesn't always work out to our benefit. It doesn't always work out that we get back to work, but we try to do what we gotta get done. I have a lot of open space to do, but I feel like I'm being pulled in a lot of different directions. I need to maybe see if I can figure out a schedule for myself and maybe make it a little better for me and maybe make it feel less like I'm being pulled in a million directions. We'll have to see if I can pull that off. But we'll see. And yeah, and sleep. I need to start using. I have a CPAP, but I haven't been using it for a while. It just kind of gets annoying and irritating, and then I just stop using it. But I know as soon as I stop using it, I stop sleeping as well. The cortisol goes up and all these things, and then I start to gain weight because of the sleeping, not sleeping, the snoring, and all the sleep apnea, and all that comes back. And but with just the sleep, not just that, but poor sleep is linked with anxiety and depression and hormone deregulation and higher risk of heart disease. And then sleep anxiety, people stressed out about sleep so much it makes them sleep worse. I noticed that when we were on vacation. We went on vacation, I turned all my alarms off. The first few days, I slept through the night. And I haven't done that in forever. Usually I'm up every hour, every 2 hours to go pee. And that first couple nights of vacation with no alarm set, just going to bed knowing I didn't have an alarm coming. When I got up was when I got up. The sleep. I just went to sleep and woke up and it was amazing. Well, granted, I just drove 16 hours. So I was tired. So that helps too. But, we spend the night, we go to bed scrolling our phones. I wake up and I'm looking at my phone. That's the first thing I do is I reach for my phone and start looking. Do I have any emails? Do I have any social media? What's going on with YouTube? What's going on with Instagram? Knowing that stuff can wait. All of that can wait. I really shouldn't be looking at my phone until after I have my coffee. And maybe I'll start doing that. Maybe I'll start not really looking at my phone outside of what time is it until after I have my coffee, because almost all of my notifications are shut off. I don't get Facebook notifications. I get text messages. I get Facebook messages, Facebook Messenger messages. But I don't get any, if you hit me up on Twitter, I don't know unless I open Twitter. If you hit me up on Facebook, in Facebook, and you send me a a comment on or post on my wall. I don't know until I open it up. Same thing with YouTube. I don't know if I have anything YouTube until I open it up. I have that for a reason, just for the fact that every time I look at my phone, if I see a laundry list of notifications, which was always notifications, then I'm always going to be looking into my phone. And as a content creator, as somebody who utilizes their phone for their job, basically, I mean, that's my job, is to be on social media. But even still, like, it doesn't deserve 100% of my time. So I have to have some separation. So like maybe in the morning until after we take the girl to school, until I get back, and then I can have my coffee, and then I can set some time to look through those things, and maybe set time to look at those a couple of times a day, to where I'm not looking at them all the time, put my phone down. Now, granted, when I'm sitting at my computer, it's a bigger deal, right? One thing that's going to drive me crazy is I like to have my Facebook Messenger open when I'm working in my office. But come in mid-December, they're shutting down the app on PC. So you have to go into the Facebook page to see the Messenger. From what I understand, they're not doing away with that on the phones. But still, and maybe then I'll just have it open on my phone or whatever. But like, it's just easier to see if somebody messages me. I can look up and see if it comes in, and I don't have to pick up my phone, because I feel like if I pick up my phone, it's so much easier to then just start looking at TikTok or something else, even though like I'm sitting at a computer with access to the full gambit of the internet, even more so than my phone. And how does that impact our health? How does that like social media anxiety? I think there's an anxiety. It's kind of like, I kind of equate it to smoking, right? When I was a smoker, when I didn't smoke for an hour or two, my body would start looking for reasons to get me to go smoke. Oh, you're so stressed out. Whatever you're going through right now is so stressful, you need to say, screw it, and go smoke a cigarette. You got to go smoke a cigarette right now. Go. You're so stressed out. You can't believe it. Why aren't you going to go smoke right now? You're so stressed out. This is so stressful. That call was stressful. This file stressful. This new thing you just opened up is stressful. Why aren't you going to go smoke? Go smoke right now. And I kind of feel that social media has kind of crept into a lot of our lives. A lot of us don't smoke anymore. I'm sure some of you do. I quit smoking 15 years ago, but 15 years ago, social media started to creep in. And I kind of feel that social media has kind of taken smoking's place, because with smoking, I never felt bored. I would, if I was sitting there and there was a lull in a conversation or a lull in something going on wherever I was, I could just light up a smoke, and I had something to do. I had cigarette. I could sit there and smoke, and I was content. I was content to just sit and smoke. And now what do? I have my phone. I'm content to sit and look at my phone if I'm in a public place. Like last night, like, I'm sitting, I got a chance to meet my friend's new girlfriend, and we're having a conversation until the music started. Then, you can't have a conversation at that point. So I'm sitting there watching the band play, and then like there's like that compulsion to pick up your phone and look at it. Look at messages, look at emails, whatever. And that's a compulsion. It's like that thing, like there's a lull in what's going on. A band's playing and I'm watching them. At that point in time, if I was able to smoke, I would have lit up a cigarette. And how does that impact us? How does it, it impacts me? Like, how do I control social media? How do I set time limits for social media? How do I not let it run me and take my time? Because social media really is a time suck. Because yes, I deal with social media. Yes, I need to keep up with messages and reply to things, comments and stuff, but it's not that important right now. Not a lot of things coming in to my social media that's so important right now that I have to handle it, that it has to be handled right now. And that also kind of goes to people's access to you. And I see a lot of people out there. They're like, well, if they were your friends, then they could drop a hello text, or they can text you every day, just a hello. If you're not, if they can't give you 10 seconds of their time, then are they worth your time? It's like, we can't look at it like that. We can't look at relationships, friendships like that. Because for millennia, we didn't have instant access to everybody all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We didn't have access to everybody like that. If they weren't home, they weren't home. You had to wait till they got home and then maybe call them and see if they were home. And then with answering machines, we started having a little more access to people. Hey, it's me. When you get this, call me. It's important. Now we have access 24/7 to each other for the most part. And if somebody doesn't respond within 20 minutes, then, oh my God, they don't like me. How could they disrespect me? They don't care about me. They're not my, like you see all the time with, and I know there's a lot of things in social media that they're like rage baiting, like, I'll make a good girlfriend for you. I text back fast. It's like, but why? If somebody's anticipating you to text back fast, like, are you at work? Like, I don't expect Shannon to text me back when she's at work. I'll send her a text message if there's something that I need to know. I'll send her a text, and I figure if I get it back before she leaves work, that's a win. But I know she's at work. Or like if she's doing something out in the other room and I send her a message and she doesn't read it for 2 hours, well, she's in the zone. She's doing her thing. If it was that big and important, I would have got up and walked in and asked her. But I think we have this new common thing where we demand somebody's attention 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I don't think we should have that. Even our spouses, our kids, and I get under our kids because I'll send them a text message and they won't reply for like 3 days. Well, I mean, maybe you should reply with it, our kid, hey, if I have something that I need to know from you, maybe 24 hours, at least keep track of your parents. But I know they're not looking at stuff all day, every day, but they're on their phones all day, every day. And that's kind of the thing. They're like, you're on your phone all the time and you can't take 10 seconds to reply to my message, then you really don't love me or whatever. And it's like, I don't think that should be the way we look at it. I don't think that's a healthy way to look at it. And maybe I'm missing the mark, and I'll look at your comments in a little bit. I'm not looking at your comments right now. Yeah, I just think that then that anxiety transfers into our sleep, right? It's the scrolling, it's the late, and then the heavy meals, like late night food. For me, like the food, I've got my caffeine intake pretty well under control for the most part. I don't have caffeine too late at night most of the time. I've kind of had an idea of like when I need to cut caffeine off. Like maybe if I have a Coke Zero late at night, it's not as big of a deal. But if I were to have another coffee like this, then that would be a major issue for me. I would probably lay awake all night. But, like the caffeine, but eating a heavy meal, like if you eat dinner and go to bed within an hour of eating that heavy dinner, just dinner in general, then your body is working more on digestion than it is letting you sleep right. Because when you go to bed, your body needs to shut down. And when you've got a belly full of food, your body isn't shutting down. It's working to process that food, to move everything where it needs to go, do what it needs to do, break it down. Insulin's pumping, whatever, all the things that happen when you're dealing with a full meal. Now, is it realistic to never have that happen? Absolutely not. Sometimes it's either I eat right before I go to bed or I don't eat till the next day, and sometimes I just need to eat. I'm just hungry. Granted, I could survive the next day. I could fast for the next day. And maybe that would be something that I should maybe look at. And I've implemented in the past, if I don't eat by this time, that I don't eat. But then you got to give yourself, grace and flexibility, like whether, parents with kids, shift workers, caregivers, you do what you can. It's not what, it's not not everything is going to be perfect. That's consistency. But I mean, changing of things, today isn't always going to be the way you want it to be. But how do we make it the most ideal for ourselves long term? And I think, just start looking at little things like can you incorporate a little more sunlight? How can you start to fix your circadian rhythm? How can you start to change little things about your sleep? How do you change, how do you start interacting more with community? Like for me, I have to be careful sometimes because I am involved with lives more than I should. Because I am a person that community is so very important to me that I get invested in lives, and I want to go and I want to see Dr. Barry's live, and I want to go into, the carnivore live on Monday nights, and then I want to go into lives on Tuesdays, and I want to go to lives on Wednesdays, and I want to be in Cindy's lives and Jerry's lives and Barbara's lives. And I want to be involved, and I want to go and chat and talk with everybody because community is so valuable to me that it ends up becoming a detriment to me in the long run because I get less things accomplished. I don't get as much work done. I don't get to study as much as I want because I'm like, ooh, so-and-so's lives, whether it's Aaron. I try to get an Aaron live every once in a while, or Cassandra Ria's live, or, I catch these lives during the day and I want to be involved. Because I want them to know that I care. I want them to know that I'm a part of this community too. And I want, and even someone like Barbara, she's live every night. So I at least try to go in and say, hey, Barbara, I'm just now checking in. Just wanted to say hi. I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you guys. See you tomorrow if you see my live or whatever, right? I just want to at least, a lot of times whether it's Amy's live or, all of you that do lives, there's a lot of lives. And if I watched every single live from beginning to end, I would get nothing accomplished through the whole week. So I do try to be involved, whether it's even just coming in and saying hello. And I try to be honest. Hey, I'm just dropping in to say hello. I'm going to be going to bed. I'm doing whatever. I try to be honest so people don't think I'm just in there. And where I can, I will let things play. And a lot of you are working on watch hours and things like that. And I try to help accommodate that. I try to I'll let things play and I'll go downstairs if I got stuff to do. Like if I catch a live and I know that person is a person who needs watch hours, I'll let their live play. I'll mute it and go downstairs and do whatever it is that I needed to do. But I need to be more, and I was talking with Amy about this the other day, I need to be more conscious of how many lives I'm involving myself in, because again, time slips by so fast. Just chatting away in a live where I should be studying, or chatting away in a live where I should be making content. You can look at my channel and see that I'm not making the content that I used to. I'm doing the lives and I'm involved in the community, but I'm not making the content that I used to. I was putting out 2, 3, 4 videos a week. Well, I don't do that now. I put out a video every other month, it feels like. And I'm not getting the impact or the views. If I was somebody that put a video out and got 5 million views on the video, then that wouldn't be such a big deal. But I put a video out and get 300 views. That doesn't do anything for my channel. I may put out a video and get 2 subscribers. That doesn't necessarily grow my channel. And I know that that's not necessarily end all be all, but again, community and growing this, everything that we have here, and we're trying to grow and help more people and attract more people, growth needs to happen. And I know that that can be kind of discerning for people. People don't maybe not necessarily think about it like that, but, and then I have to remember, like, again, digital boundaries, social media detox and all that stuff. Like, what, I have to be mindful of that. Practical boundaries, like just being aware of how long I'm engaged with the community, because if I had my way, I would be in every live from beginning to end, every single one, find a way. And sometimes if there's multiple going on, I'll have multiple screens open and I'll engage for a little bit, mute, go to the next one, engage for a little bit, and then I'll just kind of hop back and forth between them and let them all play at the same time. So I'm trying to be a good person in the community. I'm trying to do what I can, but I'm only one person. And I think I do that to the detriment of my own channel, unfortunately. And I know that there is a growth factor from being involved with the community. There's a growth factor from dropping in lives and saying hello. And I've gotten subscribers out of that, but that's not really the way that we want to do it. I mean, I want people to know that we're here and we're out there and we're available to a degree, but we just got to make sure that we're not overcommitting ourselves. And we are setting those practical boundaries, because I can't be everywhere all the time. I have other stuff to do, especially now. The next month, there's going to be a new baby in the house, and it's going to take a lot of time. So, and it can't be all or nothing either. I don't want people to think, you don't have to become militant about all of this stuff either. It should be fluid and flexible, and it's like you don't have to be like a Navy SEAL about it, up at 4 a.m. or, unless that's what you want to do. But like, just little things. I mean, if it's a 2 to 5 minute breathing practice in the morning or before bed, or like gratitude lists, like what are you thankful for? Prayers, meditation, journaling, quiet coffee, sitting there with a coffee, with contemplation, without a phone, without your screen, or just sitting there, like even just sitting there, sometimes just sitting there with your spouse and you don't talk, and just maybe hold hands if you have that, and give yourself grace. Understand that you're experimenting with things instead of looking that I have to do this every day forever. And I think that's a huge piece in our community, because we get this idea that we see it, whether it's carnivore or whatever. We saw it in the keto community too, or I'm carnivore now and I'm going to be carnivore from now until forever. And well, that sounds great in practice, but again, that puts an unnecessary stress on your body. That puts unnecessary stress on your mental way of looking at things. I think we should be looking at it, I'm like this for now, but am I going to be this way in 6 months? I don't know, because we don't. You can have a good idea that when you pick up carnivore, and for certain people, carnivore from now and forever is going to be what it is. But we see so often that people pick up things and they're like, I'm this forever. They get so gung-ho and hardcore about it. They get that Navy SEAL mentality that it's this way, the only way, and if it's needed, it's all or nothing. And they fail. And they give up. And they disappear. And we don't see them for a long time, if ever again. And then we're not able to help them anymore. They're not getting the community support that they need. And I feel that's where coming into, whether you're doing carnivore, lion diet, whatever you're doing, keto, ketovore, Weight Watchers, vegan, I don't care what you're doing. come at it with the experimentation idea. Like, I'm trying this to see what this does for me. And as you start to see improvements and you start to see shifts in personality or whatever it is, behaviors, feelings, healing, whatever, understand that it may not always be this way. And you may need to shift the way you look at things. The way I ketoed in 2016 is not the way I ketoed in 2017 or 2018 or 2019. Things shifted. Things changed. Information changed. Things and the way we understood things changed. Because especially for us in keto in the very beginning, it was a moderate protein, high fat. Moderate protein. You don't want too much protein because we thought protein, we thought like something like gluconeogenesis was consumption driven and not as much demand driven. Now we understand that if you are somebody who eats too much lean protein and not enough fat, you may see glucose spikes. And, I think that's why everybody should be wearing a CGM at least at some point to kind of track. Do I think people need to wear them all the time from now on forever? Absolutely not. You can wear them intermittently. Try them every once in a while. How has my body changed? Is my body reacting the same way now as it did 6 months ago? So wear a CGM for a month. Track and see what's going on with the foods you eat. Get information. And then 6 months later, put another one on and say, okay, well, I'm still eating the same way. Is my body behaving the same way? Is it the same? I think just giving ourselves grace. I just think, and then you can ask, what's harder for you? Sleep, screens. I know most of you are here in the community. That's kind of a no-brainer because you're here almost every Sunday. And what's one boundary you wish you had the courage to set? What's one boundary you wish you had the courage to set? Let me know. Sean says, because everyone is going to be out of town Thanksgiving, we're having our Thanksgiving dinner today. Well, good luck with that. I am planning to try to make the Chris Cook & Nashville's Carnivore Mashed Potatoes version 2.0. Need less stuff for that. I'm going to probably do a trial run this week. Hopefully I have time. So when Thanksgiving rolls around, I'll make a double batch of that. If Shannon and I like it, then I know that everyone else will probably like it too. So yeah. Holly Springer's in the house. Good morning, Holly. I'm so very glad to see you, my dear. Bride's Biscuits off. Prayers for healing going out to the community. Peace out, fam. Much love. Thanks, Dustin. Well, we love you, and we'll see you next week or Tuesday, whenever you come by. And Rick says, get the basic stove, Dustin. The fancy ones never last long. Well, the reason we had the one we got is because it came in a package. It was the stove, the refrigerator, the dishwasher, and it was the oven hood microwave combo. And it was like $3,000 for all of that. And most of the time, the refrigerators themselves were like $2,400. So I couldn't get everything else and was just replace it all. And everything else has worked fine. The ice maker in the fridge kind of gave up the ghost, but yeah. Coach Bronson's in the house. Good morning, Coach. Glad to see you, Bronson. I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's good to see you, and hope you and Nat are doing okay. Tell her I said hello. She probably can hear me if you're listening still. Good morning, Karen. Glad to see you. I hope you're doing well, my dear. All you lovely faces are coming in. Holly said, Stacy, before the back surgery, call your insurance company and ask where to get a cold therapy machine. My surgeon ordered one that was rented. After surgery, found out insurance would have paid one I could keep. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure what a cold therapy is, but it sounds awesome. And Jerry says Shannon needs 100 more of those. Yeah, like a new roof is like $15,000. Karen says, I got diagnosed with sleep apnea, refusing the CPAP machine. The CPAP machine does wonders. You get so refreshed. I don't really know what alternatives there are that work. I've used it for years, and you just really don't know. They're quieter than they ever used to be. They're pretty much silent. Now, they want you, like, you could put water in them, like distilled water in there. I don't even do that. I didn't feel a need to put water in mine. I had one that covered my nose and my mouth. I think that I would say if you're going through insurance, try it. I would say you don't understand how much better you sleep when you have a sleep apnea machine, when you have a CPAP machine. Getting used to it kind of sucks. It takes a week or two to really get used to it. You kind of have to kind of get used to, like, getting it fitted, whether you like just the nose, just the mouth, whatever, what kind of mask, what kind of setup you like. And they'll usually work with you on that. I would say that everybody that has sleep apnea or snoring really should have a machine. They really, really do wonders for sleep. And I mean, you just wake up and you feel so much better. I used to wake up in the middle of the night choking and coughing because of just choking to death is what I was doing, really. And I would say it would be something to try it. I wouldn't refuse the CPAP machine. And I'm not trying to give you medical advice. As we know, the same old thing is I'm not a medical person. I'm not a doctor or a nurse or medical care professional or whatever, healthcare professional. But I would say going and giving a CPAP a shot is worth it. Like I said, you got to give it a solid couple of weeks, a month or two to really get used to it. I mean, you really have to integrate it into your life. You have to integrate it into sleep. You really just do. I mean, it's invasive, and there's a learning curve. But I would say if you don't feel like you're rested, if you like, when I'm not using it, when I sit down, I fall asleep. So I know I'm not getting good sleep. No matter how long I sleep, I don't feel like I get good rest. So I need to pull it out again and clean it up and use it and just suck it up and deal with it, as much as I don't like using it now. But I'm sure that I would just feel so much better with it. And the cortisol spikes and the weight gain and all that is it's ridiculous. And I would say, Karen, I would say definitely give it a shot. I wouldn't refuse it. I mean, realistically, they're like $1,000 for the machine. And you usually get your supplies through your insurance company or your doctor's office. Just get your supplies and, hoses and masks and the straps. They all kind of get gross because you're sleeping with them. They get gross and you really can't wash them. I mean, you can wash the mask and stuff like that, but then they start to deteriorate and all that stuff. But like, really, really give it a shot. I don't see that the downsides that a CPAP machine may have is nowhere near the downsides of sleeping without one may have. Like, if you were bad enough that they're going to prescribe you one, take it. Because I was like ridiculous. I would stop breathing like so many times an hour. It was scary. So yeah, I would say if they're offering you one, try it. but go into it knowing you have to give it a real go. Couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, and then, but really kind of like track it. How do you feel? Like, I liked it because I could say, put my mask on, and a good cold night, you can put your blanket over your head and breathe, because that machine's pulling cool air from the room and not from, I would just be knocked out, just sleep so much better. Now, there's, like I say, there's things about it that I didn't like you'd have to clean the mask every night, and there's little things you had to do that it was just irritating. But the overall sleep that you get, the quality of sleep is so much better. And Evelyn says, I love that Chandra has that eagle eye for things of value that others think are junk. It's crazy the stuff that she picks out. She just really has, like, even if she's not sure that it's worth a bunch, she's had like that Lee Jean jacket, like she'll just bring things home and she's so excited, and then she'll list it and they'll sell so fast and like craziness. Yeah, that's exactly what I do, Sean. I would say turning off your notifications is just one of those things. Otherwise, my phone would just ding and ding all the time. Like, my phone's on silent almost all the time. Chandra gets so mad because she'll call me. She's like, you don't even answer the phone when I call. I'm like, my phone's on silent. My phone's on silent right now. And that's okay. But yeah, Karen, I would say definitely give the CPAP a shot. Lindy's in the house. Paleo Barbie Does Keto. Good morning, friends. I'm late. I didn't sleep well. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. And you're never too late as long as we're still live. Then we've always got the replay for you. Lisa says, hello again. Evelyn, made myself prettified for church. Yeah, I agree with Evelyn. You're always beautiful, Lisa, but we understand. Risa is in the house. Good morning, Risa. So glad to see you. I keep going down and trying to make myself comfortable, but then I look bad in the camera. You know, you got to do it. I got to look pretty for all my people. But Risa's here. Good morning, Risa. And Shelly King says, Lindy. And Juliet Edens is in the house. Good morning. So very glad to see you. Good morning. Slept in. Good. We need that. Sean says, I send all kinds of stuff to my friends and family. Don't worry about responses because I know everyone is busy and may not be able to see everything I send. And I also will look at something, and in my brain, I responded, but I didn't. Or I'll think, oh, I responded to that, or I hit like or thumbs up or heart or whatever, and I didn't. So, never take it personal. And Sean says, the only time I have caffeine at night is if I'm driving back from something. Yeah, for sure. Like, if I'm in the car, I like caffeine. Caffeine's good in the car. I like driving at night. That's like actually the name of the band I went to see last night. My friend's band is Driving at Night, which is a terrible name for a band because most people really hate driving at night. I just happen to really love it. But if you listen to my videos, like actual videos that I make, the little quick intro music, that's my friends Driving at Night. And I went and saw them play last night. They've got a new album out, so if you want to buy that on vinyl, please do. They've got hoodies and t-shirts and all that stuff. Help support them. If you're so very interested. If not, that's fine. But Driving at Night band, they have a band camp. You can buy stuff, and they have all the merch and all that stuff. Last night they had a good deal. I didn't have the money, but they had a good deal. You get a hoodie and a vinyl for $50. That's like a steal of a deal. Evelyn says, I miss being a part of a Tuesday live. We need to start doing some a nighttime live again, because I know like we do the Tuesday morning, but I need to do something in the night. In the night. And we'll work something out. We'll work it out. I just miss you. I miss you, Evelyn. I need you in my life. And Risa says, when it comes to sleep, I try and get around 7 to 8 hours. Almost always get woken up by the dogs at 5 a.m. Ugh. And Brian says, let's hope we get more than 4 views this time. The views will come. The views will come. It takes time, but the views will come. And never get discouraged. Because one of my biggest videos was one of my earliest videos, and I remember putting it out and not seeing it get many views. It went, I would always watch my own video, so it would always have at least 1 view. Because the idea of looking at my video and like 0 views, I can't let that happen. I got to watch my own video. So I always play my own video when it comes out. So at least it has 1 view. But then like I would look at it, and I went back and looked, and I was like, wait, that's got 1,000 views? What the? And then now it's got like 40,000 views. It's pretty amazing. And Lindy says, I'm going to start doing lives once I'm feeling better. You better. You better feel better, dear. And Sean says, I really notice when I eat like crap, I feel like crap. And when I went out to eat Mexican on Thursdays and had a couple of beers, that was enough to mess with my sleep. Yeah, I mean, it just really depends. Like, just depends. I mean, like, I think like the worse we eat, like if we're going to eat really bad food, maybe do that early evening. So then you have more time to kind of work through that. So then you sleep better at night. But typically when you go out and you're eating bad food, you're eating it late at night. You're eating late night bad food. Juliet Evans says, I just subbed and put on notifications, and I'll check out the vids later today. Thank you, Evelyn. That's right. I love it. And there's Coach Juliet's channel right there. Everybody make sure to go and take a look at that. And Lisa says, I miss Cindy's lives. I have too. So much seems like it's so much going on these days. Like I missed both 2 Crazy Keto lives this week. I missed the Monday and the Thursday. We were just busy. Oh. So busy. Juliet said, I had to stop Kilt's live, sadly. Had to put my personal boundary up and make sure I got my sleep. I feel so much better getting the extra sleep in the morning. Yeah, I just think like he goes hard so early. Like it's like at what, 5 or 6 in the morning, and that's crazy. And if you're already up, then that's cool. But I'm not gonna. I mean, it would be so hard to get up and do that live. But I know I'm gonna probably eventually do his live, but we'll see how I feel. Sherry Nevada Papa's in the house. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, friends. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Risa says, I try and slip into a live when I'm at work, even for a few minutes. I dropped into errands the other night. I basically came in, said hi, and left 6 minutes later. And I mean, and that's what we can do. You know what I mean? Like, that's all we can do sometimes is just show up. And Juliet says, great live, Dustin. I need to watch every Sunday a bit before our PhD homework. Yeah, I appreciate that very much. And Evelyn's asking if she's missing any active channels. If you have a channel that you want to be shared here, please let us know. And Evelyn will throw that up there for everybody to go and make sure that you are subscribing and checking out content where you can. Again, we're talking about setting up boundaries here, and then we're also sharing channels. So watch what you can. Watch where you can, subscribe where you can, interact where you can. But we have to set boundaries for ourselves. We can't watch every live. We can't watch every video. We can't watch every live. There's too much. And I mean, and it's a fantastic thing it's a fantastic problem to have for a community like ours, you know. And Stacy says, thank you. We do have the ice machine if you use 4 bottles of frozen water, and it is so much easier than replacing ice. Oh, I bet. And Lindy says they're sending me for a sleep study. So good to know. Yeah. Maritza says, I couldn't afford the CPAP because it wasn't covered by Medicare or Medicaid. That's crazy. I don't understand that. And Stacy says that Ken uses a CPAP. I can tell the difference when he uses it or does not. I have been diagnosed with OSA and 6 months on keto. My medical records were marked resolved, but weight loss does not fix all. Yeah, you can be skinny and still have severe sleep apnea. So it's not always a weight issue. It's just a matter of like, how do you sleep? How does things settle? And, you know, like how you sleep is so important. And just having the CPAP, unfortunately, what it does is it forces air into your body. So it keeps you from, you breathe better as you sleep. And it's so very important. I would look and see what you can do, like, because you might be able to find ways of getting one like CPAP help, because they're so very valuable and so important. Juliet's in the house. Good morning, Julie. Good to see you. Good morning, friends. Hope everyone has a great Sunday. I hope you have a great Sunday as well. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed for you, Maritza. Hopefully you get what you need. We're thinking about you. And I would love for you to get a CPAP. I think really most people probably would benefit from sleeping with a CPAP, even if you don't think, just sleeping so much better. We'll have to figure something out, especially like with the baby coming. It's going to be more difficult. Just the morning when nobody's here. We'll probably be, once the baby's here, the live in the morning will probably be something that's a little difficult to take care of. We're going to figure something out. We'll have to see how things go. But I mean, at least mommy will be around until March. So we'll have to see how things go. Shander may not be able to be involved every week, every time, or maybe for a little while, depending on the needs of the baby, because we'll be the ones watching her. So all the fun stuff. And Karen says, thank you, Dustin, for your words on the CPAP. I have some other issues I hope to resolve first. Then I'll see. I would say, really, like, that was the first thing I did. So when I went in 2016, that's kind of when I went and got myself weighed. I was in the process of doing two things. I was going to start the process of getting my hernia surgery, and I was in the process of getting a CPAP because they had given me a sleep study. They reluctantly had me do an in-home sleep study, reluctantly, because they didn't think I was going to need one. And then I did the sleep study, turned it in, and then they were trying to get in touch with me because it was so bad. They were like concerned. And so they got me the machine relatively quickly. Got the machine really quickly before I ever had my surgery. I got the machine in like May or June. I had the surgery in August. Started keto shortly thereafter, but we were doing low carb a lot of 2016. At least our idea of low carb. And just the CPAP machine started helping with the weight loss, with like just lowering the carbohydrates down. We were still eating like 150 grams of carbohydrates a day. But with the CPAP machine, lowering the carbs, the weight started to come off. I started to sleep better, started to feel better. Sleep, you just can't ignore sleep. Sleep is one of the most valuable pieces of the puzzle because it's impossible. I mean, without good sleep, your body's not healing. It's not resting. It's not regulating its own hormones very well. So no matter what kind of fuel you're putting in, it's not running right. It's like you can put the best gasoline into an engine, but if it's not tuned right, it's not gonna utilize it very well. If your muffler's bad and your spark plugs are bad, doesn't matter how good the fuel is, it's not going to run better. So I would say get one as soon as you could, if you can, and then sort all the other issues later, because sleep is the most important thing you can focus on. Jeremiah is here. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. So glad to see you. How you doing, my friend? North Dakota Lance is in the house. Good morning, my friend. What's up, buddy? How are you doing? Good to see you, bro. Hope all's well. Glad to see you. Thanks for commenting over on X. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tony. Risa says, I always miss the Thursday 2KK live, work until 8 p.m. I'm almost always miss Cindy's live unless it's my day off. Most of Aaron's because they are too early, still sleeping, wake up at 8:30 most days. Yeah. It's difficult trying to hit them all. Tony, good morning, bro. Good to see you. Was over on X, now here. Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate you. Everyone say hey to Tony. He's been a friend over on Instagram for a long time. Long time Instagram buddy. I appreciate him so much. Sean says, the only bad thing I have going with a CPAP sometimes is the pressure is too high that I get bloated feeling from swallowing all that air. Mine, I need to figure out how to turn my pressure up. I feel like my pressure is not high enough anymore. I feel like it just doesn't have as high a pressure. Like it used to be when I first started, that it would be like so overwhelmingly powerful that like it took a little bit to kind of to catch your breath because of it. But then it really does feel better. And Julie says, could you do the Tuesday night lives at night in your room? Yeah, we can. And maybe we'll go back to that. I'll talk to Shander and see what she says. It's just, I mean, it was because nobody's home in the morning and it's easier. Well, I'll talk to her tonight when she gets home and we'll start looking at, nights of the week we can do. Just, it's easier. It really is easier for, yeah. Well, my CPAP is no longer under the care of the doctor because that doctor doesn't see me anymore and they're not involved with my CPAP anymore. So I have to change it myself because it's no longer under the care of any doctor. So I'd have to go in and change the setting myself. Yeah. Evelyn says, I used to love my Tuesday night lineup. Then you and Chris both changed. Now staying up late to watch Keto Chow is difficult. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was really nice having that live, but it's also like, yeah, maybe we'll do every other week at night. Maybe we'll do a Tuesday night one week and then a Tuesday morning the next week. We'll have to wait and see how that can work out. Good morning, John. Welcome, my friend. How are you doing? Glad to see you. I just kind of figure that we'll have to play around with the schedules. We're going to have the baby, And then maybe in the morning time, we probably won't be able to do it until mommy gets home from work. Once she's back to work, then when mommy comes home, she can have the baby while we do the live. We'll have to figure things out and we'll play around with it. I just kind of felt like when we got locked into the Tuesday night, that was the night we would do our date nights. But we still don't do a lot of date nights anyway, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Juliet says, selfishly, I'd go live in the evening when I can watch you. My day job gets in the way of my YouTube lives. Yeah, and I understand that. And yeah, I'll talk to Shannon tonight and see what we think. And we'll probably maybe alternate things and see how things go. Julie. Yeah, we'll see what we can work out. I understand that, and I miss having people like Evelyn, and Evelyn's important, and all the people who can't make it, they're important to me too, and we'll figure something out. Then I've also got to put in like anybody who is a morning regular level supporter of the channel. I want to do lives for you guys, like just private ones. So just you guys. I think right now I have 10 members of that, so it would be very small. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the morning regular live people. Then everybody, I was going to do lives for you guys and see how that works out. And I think 5 of those were gifted, so they'll probably disappear very shortly. But yeah. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch this over to make sure. I need to make sure that I have this set up for everybody to go to Coach Bronson when things are done here, because they'll go live about 11. They go live in about an hour. We've been going about 2.5 hours. I just want to make sure that if you guys wanted to go over and see the Coach Bronson live after everything is all said and done here, then you have a way to find it, because we do love Coach Bronson and Coach Nat. They always have fantastic information. Episode 85, Coach Bronson, the science-based lie. Uh-oh, sounds controversial. But we love that, don't we? We do. All right. Well, I think that's enough for today, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5 hours with a couple of minutes here to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you all so much for your support. Again, please don't forget to check out ketosimple.shop for all the ways to support the channel. Any and all super chats, super thanks are always appreciated when you guys are here. We love and care for you, and thank you for all the support that you have provided us over time and will continue to provide to us. Again, like I said, I did drop in the target list for the new baby. The Cheyenne asked me to share that with you guys. If you guys are so inclined to take a look at that and see if there's anything that you would want to contribute, you know, a registry for the baby. She's going to be here March or December the 19th. But we love and appreciate you. Thanks you again so much for everybody. Jerry, Tony, Lindy, Maritza, Sean, Evelyn, Andy, Susan, Julie, John, all you wonderful people. Cindy, we love each and every one of you. All of you. Anybody that I didn't name, I love you just the same. I really do. Love each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. And I'm always so glad to see each and every one of you show up. Yes, please like this live before you leave. Share it out to your friends, your Facebook pages, your Twitter, wherever you can. Share it out. I'd appreciate that very much so people can watch the replay. Anyway, with that, I want to say I truly, truly do love you, and I'll leave you with the credits.